There's a common conversation that happens between kids and their parents. It's September, the leaves are falling, and every kid in the universe is excited about one thing: Friday night football. The teenager finishes dinner at home and is already halfway out the door when he turns around and shouts, "Mom, I'm going to my Young Life leader's house after the game." Not so fast, mister. Explaining Young Life isn't easy. The only thing harder than explaining Young Life is explaining Young Life to worried parents. How worried? Kitchen table conversations worried. The hardest part to explain for the kid isn't the Young Life events or the Young Life camps. It's the relationship with these guys. Who are these people and why do they spend all their time with high schoolers? What's a Young Life leader? It's Friday. The leader is supposed to get up at 5:45. They end up getting up at 5:54, so no time to shower. They need to be at a school that they didn't graduate from in 20 minutes to pass out donuts. Luckily, they can drive to the school in their sleep because they've spent every Friday for months doing the same exact thing. Even though no one wanted donuts and they burned through half a tank of gas, they consider the morning a success. Another quarter tank of gas later, and they're home just in time for their 8 a.m. psychology lecture. Yeah, psychology lecture. College isn't gonna finish itself. Classes drag, but once they're finished, it's back up to the high school they didn't graduate from. There's a high school football game tonight, and they're gonna be there right in the middle of the student section. Right before they sleep, they briefly recall all the names they learned that day at the school that they didn't graduate. All right, you get it. Monday, club day. Young Life's party with a purpose. The leader has been rehearsing their lines for weeks for a silly skit that may or may not be funny. Club isn't just some loud event that starts at 7:47. It's a loud event that breaks down walls. It just happens to be a goofy time.
Club is like a crazy party where we play games, have crazy skits, and talk about Jesus.
Club is a place where kids can come and be themselves.
That one student came and had the best time while hearing about a God who loves them. Sunrises. Tuesday is almost an identical day to Friday, minus the donuts and football, and plus a basketball game. They see that student again. They laugh at one of your jokes. The leader needs to raise a lot of money and not a lot of time if they want all the students to go to Young Life Camp. What's Young Life Camp? It's the best week of your life, but we don't really have time to talk about all that right now. Wednesday. It's Campaigners Morning, which is pretty much just a Bible study for people that wouldn't usually come to one. Moms are happy everywhere that their child's NIV is no longer collecting dust.
Campaigners is the place where we get to talk about life and Jesus with high school kids.
Fast forward to the weekend. No one wants to see more lectures and car rides. We get it, you're in college, you do a lot of stuff. The leader has now spent a total of 5 hours and a tank and a half of gas going to and from the school that they lead at. It's a quiet Sunday afternoon, the perfect time to catch up on schoolwork. Then the phone rings. It's that student. They asked to get lunch. Suddenly, homework isn't important. I'm on my way. The donuts, the football games, they're good things. In fact, they're great. But they're meaningless if they don't lead to something bigger. This is the heartbeat of Young Life, and it has always been. The something doesn't have to be sensational. It doesn't have to be spectacular. It doesn't have to be club, campaigners, or even Young Life Camp. The walls are already down. The teenager has already won, and the stage is already set for something. It looks like this. It's not just because they care. It's because they've been transformed by God's love and feel compelled to share that in the best way they know how. What's a Young Life leader? They're people, just like you and I. But what does a Young Life leader do? They care. And it looks a lot like showing up, one day at a time.